Hello, welcome to Earth Riot Radio. I'm Savitri D, and we're broadcasting here at WBAI 99.5 FM in New York City, Radio for the People. My co-host is Reverend Billy. Today we bring you a conversation we had with Leonard Peltier. He spoke from his home country in North Dakota. You'll hear about his childhood, his work with the American Indian movement, and the 49 years he spent as a political prisoner. Leonard Peltier is a member of the Turtle Island Chippewa tribe. He is a father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and artist. He is widely known for his work with the American Indian movement, also known as AIM. He's been an activist his entire life, working on behalf of his people and, in his words, all people. After almost 50 years as a political prisoner, he's once again living under the blue sky.
Well, I would start by asking you really to talk to us about AIM and the legacy of AIM. As an Earth activist, I feel a lot of people don't know the story of AIM and all the amazing work that AIM did and the successes that AIM had in activism. I know AIM started out in the prisons, but moved swiftly to the whole country. And I just wonder if you would talk to us about the American Indian movement and what it means to you and how it lives today.
Well, I should mention that I had been an activist numerous years before I joined up with the American Indian movement. I was actually my activism started in 1953 when I was taken from this reservation and put into a boarding school. I'm one of the boarding school survivors. I was 10 years old and I almost died there, but I survived that. And then I continued with different actions, different groups from the saving this reservation. I was just a kid. I was just there. I was a number. But I was there with the adults, my father and his generation. We were the second reservation to be terminated, and we stopped it here. We stopped our termination, and other tribes followed suit after they seen that one little reservation could stop such a huge effort by the United States government to commit genocide against us, and that's what it was. If they would have took away our treaties and our reservations, we would have no longer existed. In fact, in 1950s, early 50s, the major magazines, I think one of them was named Look, was on the headlines of the vanishing American Indians. We don't know what happened. They just disappeared. That was the goals of this government for Native people, to make us disappear, vanish. And I was introduced to the movement, the struggle of Native people for survival at that early age. So then in 1970, I think it was, I joined up with the American Indian movement. Maybe it might have been 71. But our goals as the American Indian movement policies were, we would not go to any reservation, which was actually a concentration camp, and the Nazis patterned their concentration camps off of the ones here created by America, and I joined up with them, and I first heard Dennis Banks speaking on the radio, and I was very impressed with his speech and the way he was himself. And I had asked my sister, I said, have you heard this guy before? And she said, I hear him all the time. He's always on the radio. So I ended up meeting him in Denver, Colorado. I met Vernon Belcourt in Denver, Colorado. We had our convention in Leech Lake in Minnesota. And then that's where I met up with Dennis. And I was very impressed with his beliefs, his policies, and the policies of the American Indian movement, which was we could not go to any reservation and impose our policies or whatever. We had to be invited by the chiefs, the real leaders of the tribe, clans mothers and the elders. That we could not go, and we did not go to any reservation. I like that. I thought that was the right policy to follow. So I joined up with the American Indian movement, and the rest is basically all history. What I was involved in, and it was numerous actions across this country. You know.
Well, the problem that lots of folks have is that Native peoples are presented in movies
Mhm.
and in popular culture, but
Mhm.
oftentimes we can't remember because of the way that the consumer culture erases things.
Mhm.
Kind of got built-in racism there. We don't,
Mhm.
for instance, the Indian Wars, um, Big Mound, Dead Buffalo Lake, Stony Lake, Whitestone Hill,
Wounded Knee.
these great Wounded Knee.
The list goes on. Hundreds of so-called battles that went on were actually assaults on defenseless villages, stuff like that. After the traders, native people that were traders, became scouts for the American government, pulled surveillance on these villages and watched as the warriors and the leaders went hunting and left the village basically defenseless. There was a small group of people there, not enough to hold off the cavalry though, and other groups that vigilante groups that were out there killing off villages and people in these camps and these villages. That's the true history. That's what really happened. Whenever we won a war battle with them, it was called a massacre.
Mhm.
And whenever they destroyed one of those villages, killing men, women, and children, they called it a battle. And we are people of the earth. We believe in Mother Earth. We know that Mother Earth provides everything for us. Without her, we would not be able to survive, nor would we exist. So we were the first and only Earth environmentalists here in what's called the Americas today. From the beginning, we tried to teach that to our invaders, but they came and their philosophy was ideology was totally different from ours, and they wanted to come in and mine, drill, as Trump says, and destroy the earth and the environment. And that's basically what's happening today. As we see, the earth's on fire right now. It's burning.
Yes.
That's because of that's because of the environmental destruction that they've created. No, we love our mother. She's our mother. Mother Earth, that's our mother. She provides everything for us. Without her, we wouldn't be able to survive. We wouldn't be able to eat. Nothing.
Leonard, do you think that the Earth is communicating with us in some way when there are these superstorms and wildfires and droughts?
Of course. I mean, the Earth is fighting back, and we've always. If you go back and listen to what we've said 60 years ago, we were saying that then. It's telling us you're destroying the Earth, Mother Earth. You're destroying. She's trying to send us a message, and we see it's still going on today. I mean, Canada right now is on fire. And then they're blaming individuals, saying some individuals starting these fires and stuff like that. But come on, not the massive fires that are going on across Canada or here in America and California. Where else? Massachusetts. I mean, New York.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's almost impossible for one man or one woman to be able to start that many fires. So I believe, and we believe that Mother Earth is talking to us, telling us.
What kind of resistance can we make right now to the government and the big banks and the oil companies and consumers driving all day and buying things?
I think the resistance that we should continue doing is stop buying the products that are destroying the earth. You know, there's other, mankind is very intelligent. You got to, they can create other products to replace, say, like oil and, you know, for example, just one thing. They can create stuff like that off the sun, you know, the solar and all this other stuff. They've showed us they can do that, and that's what we got to do. We got to stop destroying Earth by creating new things that will help us save the Earth.
I read a lot of letters that you know, you sent from prison, and I really appreciate all the communicating you did. It helped us out here, you know. Thank you for that. And I know you sign a lot of your letters in the spirit of Crazy Horse and that wonderful book that Peter Matheson wrote. And I know he was a good friend of yours, but I just wanted to ask you, you know, what do you think the spirit of Crazy Horse is now, like today, and is that accessible to people, and what are the pathways that we can walk on, you know, white people, you know, the descendants of settlers and immigrants, you know, how do we access that spirit and sort of get with the program? I mean,
Yeah. Well, let me explain a little bit about Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse was a very spiritual person, first of all. People got to understand his father was a spiritual leader, a medicine man, and he was raised that way. But he was also a phenomenal warrior, and it just came natural with him. And this was his teachings. He taught us that we have to try to protect our mother, our earth, our culture, and which is part of our culture and our religion. We have to. And he became a very, very famous and loved. He was well loved by the people, and he's still loved today. We're building a monument. I mean, it's going to be the biggest monument in the world. It's called Crazy Horse Monument. People should go out there and see that.
We've been there.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, so you see, this is the love that we have for this man, and we believed in his ideology and his way he carried himself. So we try to teach the young that it's not just going out being a warrior. A warrior means many different things besides just going out and killing your enemy or killing anything. You have to carry yourself with respect and love and kindness, and to be a good warrior. And from the history we got of Crazy Horse, that's what we heard about him. That's what the stories told about him. And so that's why we say, in the spirit of Crazy Horse, we want people to go to have the same kind of spirit he had. And that's the spirit of Crazy Horse.
Much respect. I wonder if you could talk to us a little bit about the women of AIM and how women were part of that movement and the ways that they showed up.
Well, as you know, the history of the, you know, I got to say this, but the history of the Europeans for women was horrible. I mean, it was brutal. It was evil. That's all there is to it. White women were treated evil. They brought that with them. And they started to indoctrinate our people with the same type of feelings. Well, we start changing that in the American Indian movement because we heard the history from our clans mothers, and you know, some tribes, the clans mother was the only one that could approve of war or declare war, and usually they wouldn't they wouldn't declare war because it was a bunch of nonsense reasons, and were they would. Their philosophy was we can't give this power to the young guys because they're too bullheaded and they want to go and start earning their feathers and all this other stuff. So they have to take over. And this is all through our history. If you go back to our history of most tribes. All right. So we come into the 60s and 70s, and our people had been adopting a lot of non-European ways, and one of them was to not take that power away from the women. And we started reversing that. We started reversing just what I was telling you about. Those were our teachings, and we turned around and started giving our women more power. And our women do have more power today because of our teachings in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
Mhm.
That's what we did. We started reversing that. There's still a lot of ways to go. But you know, they when the Europeans came here, they captured our women and they enslaved them, prostituted them, sold them into slavery. I mean, did everything they were doing to their own. So they were brutalized. Several of the children. The children were captured at a young age, branded in the face to traumatize them, and they were sold into slavery. We were the first slaves here in America and the islands and stuff like this. And it couldn't work for them because our teaching was if you're captured by somebody, it was your duty to not only escape, but if you had to, take his life, take their life. And that's what they were doing with the slave masters back in the 1500s and stuff. So they had to find a new way to bring in they call them servants, they didn't call them slaves, and they start bringing in the blacks, you know.
The filters that are on a lot of us between our native ancestors and native people living now, the filters between us and that crucial lessons that can be taught that you're teaching us right now. In the last decades, it's been largely the women's voices somehow that we've found here in New York City, like LaDonna Brave Bull Allard and Cheryl Angel and Deborah White Plume and Winona LaDuke.
Yeah.
John Trudell is one, because I knew him from years ago, just briefly. I produced him in San Francisco on stage. He had a stage show. And he has wonderful sayings on the internet that we play on our radio. But the wise women, their voices came through with Occupy Wall Street and Standing Rock.
Yeah. Back in the days, in our days, some of them women were the leaders of the tribe. Back east, you go to look at some of the history in the back east, or some of them tribes have disappeared, unfortunately. But their leadership was women. They're women. The women ran that. They didn't have no male chiefs. They had women. I mean, it's a well-written history. You know, people should understand too that, you know, they portrayed us as savages. That we had no religion, we had no politics, and our women was treated bad and all this stuff. Slaves were treated better than our women and stuff like that. That's not true. We built monuments here, monuments that are still standing. Still, people go and visit these monuments regular. Clear up into California, or Colorado, New Mexico, and all those places. The savages don't build monuments. We had the best health service system in the world. There was nobody sick over here. Nah, over in Europe, what they had plague over there, over 150 million people died. We didn't have that over here. And here's another thing. They've been covering this for about 50 years now. Some of our people were studying and practicing brain surgery. Yeah, the one that you get hit in the head, you got blood in your brain, and you have to drain that blood out. Well, if you drill a hole in your head, the head to drain that blood out, that's brain surgery. You're messing with a man's brain or a woman's brain. You're messing with a human's brain. So that's brain surgery, and that's all recorded now. You know, they teach that in medical school. All right. And we had agriculture. We had the best agriculture in the world. All the potatoes and corns and all these other vegetables you get on your table today. We domesticated that hundreds, if not thousands of years ago.
Mm.
We had the best agricultural system in the world. So we weren't savages. We had villages, we had cities, you know. But they came in and this 500 years of total destruction of our culture and our religion, languages, just about everything possible that we were. And the American Indian movement and us, we fought back on it.
Yes.
But, and we fought back, and we're bringing it back now. I am shocked at the large amount of people I've seen at these sun dances, other gatherings. These kids are actually these kids are more militant than we were. And they said we were a very violent militant group. But these kids, I can't believe they be cursing right through. I seen this video. On the Arizona border. I think some ISIS pulled these young girls over, Navajo girl. I think they were Navajos, and boy, they got a good cursing out from these kids. You know, they were throwing the word "kiss my ass" and "where's your papers?" And I cracked up, and I said, I knew they were young girls. You could tell by their voices. You know, who the hell are you to stop me on my land? Go back to your own goddamn land.
There's a new generation coming up here.
Yeah. I mean, it's in my lifetime. It's remarkable to witness and the growing Indigenous leadership in lots of different movements, but especially around the environment. And I just wonder if you want to reflect on that a little bit, like. Well, so many people.
Again, that was part of AIM's teachings, is that first, learn your culture, learn your language, bring that, because remember, they spent centuries trying to take the Indian out of the Indian, and one of them was denying our religion, our culture, our languages, and everything else like this, right? In schools, boarding schools, they beat it out of us. So we reversed that. We were encouraging our people to learn your languages first, learn your culture first, and learn what we call the white man's education too. You've got to know your enemy. You have to. This is the teachings from our elders. You have to get that education. You have to know who your enemy is, and so. We got professors, we got more than we had back in my day, or 50 years ago. I mean, we got these kids coming out of these schools, top students. I got a little great granddaughter. She's a top swimmer, fly swimmer, they call it. Mm-hmm. She's a mathematician. How do you say that word? For math.
Mathematician.
Oh, mathematician, yeah.
Mathematician, and she's taken up violin, she's taken up kayaking, or she's taken up all kinds of, and she's only 11 years old.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm so proud of her. She's not the only one either. Some of the other ones are graduating at 16 from high school, so going into college. So I'm proud of these kids. If we're allowed to handle our own affairs, and we're allowed to handle our own schools and stuff that we've been doing for the last at least 30 years or so, 40 years, our kids are coming out of there more educated, and we'll be able to really help the future of our nations, of our culture and stuff. So I'm very, very proud of these kids. I'm shocked, really. After being locked in that cell and coming out and seeing it, because you don't hear them. I heard stuff, but now you don't. When you get to see it, man, it's really wow. I come here, when I left here, we were still living in log cabins, no running water, no nothing. Business on the reservation, there was a bar. and today there's all kinds of developments, business developments that we got right downtown now, but it's amazing. We got almost we got just about everything anybody else has, and prices are a little high, but
Yeah.
we got it.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I saw a couple of days ago a group of young people in the Northwest
Mhm.
who
Yeah,
who
they're
came
doing
down
great
the
over there.
Klamath. I don't know if you saw the kids coming down the Klamath River on the kayaks, you know, when they finally undammed the river and they took like a 6 or 7 week journey from
I didn't get a chance to see it. I didn't get a chance to see it, but I know about it. Yes. You know,
Beautiful.
I was involved with a lot of that stuff back then too. Yeah, but no, go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
no, it was just very beautiful to see them emerging from you know, the mouth of the river into the ocean and the
Yeah.
elders there to greet them and so many tribes there from
Yeah.
all up and down that river. And it was really, for me, it was like, I just thought, you know, sometimes all that
unbelievable.
work pays off.
For me, it's unbelievable. Yeah, for me, because remember, I lived right in the middle of it. When I was just a little bitty guy, I was born in 1944. When I was just a little bitty guy, we had to have a pass to go leave the reservation, which is right on the border, or to the town right on the border of our reservation, to go shopping. Yeah, and then you usually had to pay for it. You know, I mean, when they built asylums, insanity asylums, if we did not deny our language or our culture. They literally built them and put people in. The president of the United States, after numerous proof of the corruption that was going on there and everything else, closed them down. That's not true. Why did the president close them down? You know, and not Congress and stuff like this. So those places existed.
Did you have any native peoples that crossed your path in your 49 years in prison?
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to talk to any of your fellow native peoples?
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that the prisons they put you in were far away from the Dakotas.
Yeah.
You know, they wouldn't let you be in a prison close to home.
Against the law, I might add.
Did that mean that you didn't get visits from your family
No,
as much? Or?
one of the things that, well, I got to say this. I got to tell you this. When I was convicted, and I sat there at the desk, I'm telling you, I was infuriated because I just went through a year of total corruption in the courts, international courts, and everything. And I seen the violations so obvious, would sicken a decent human being or whatever. And so did my people. They seen it. They didn't cause the riot in Canada because of some of the stuff they were putting up there, and that was totally lies and illegal. And the people that was there said that's not true. I lived there. That's not true. And the judge tried to clear the courtroom, and they threw one pregnant young girl, on the floor, and it caused a riot. Things like that. And anyway, we had to go through all the things like that there. And
I'm sorry, maybe I brought up some dark things there.
no, it's not dark. It's just.
It's so amazing that you're here and walking among us. You've been out now 6 months almost.
Yep, yeah, almost 6 months of. I'm just starting to feel freedom. People have really taken care of me. Not the tribal councils and stuff. I didn't get shit from the government. I got everything I got is bought by people's donations and stuff. They bought me a house, and then the tribe did come in and renovate it. Helped the workers came in, worked.
Oh, that's good.
Paid, painted it, and built certain parts of it. Whatever needed to be rebuilt. And they come in to help me put in a garden. We put it in a little late, started growing too good. It's an experience. Next year we'll make a good garden out of it.
You thanked him anyway, even though it was a little late.
Oh, I'm very grateful. And then the people come up and giving me different, they come in and help donate furniture and stuff like that. They're coming and giving gifts and food. Geez, I got more food than I know what to do with. I'm starting to gain weight.
But your health is coming back over the 6
Yes.
months. You're getting stronger.
Yes. When I got here, I could really, I could. When I walked out of prison, I walked out using a walker because I couldn't walk myself. And today I'm not using even a cane.
Good for you.
I can't go too long of a distance, but the point is I can walk without a cane now, and I'm starting to feel better. There's a few problems that I still need to be taken care of. We're kind of concerned because we don't know all these things they're taking away from Medicare and stuff like this, or how much is going to involve us Native people. We're very concerned about that. That if that happens, then I don't know how I'm going to take care of some of my medical problems. I'm hoping I can be able to sell some of my art, and then.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that you're an accomplished painter. I mean, you've made so many paintings. Is there somewhere people can go look at your paintings, or?
I have a new. They're putting up a new website for me, just strictly for that. It takes Leonard Peltier. I'm not sure what it is right now.
That's okay. We'll find it. I mean, I wonder how that helped you. Why? I mean,
it's not completed yet. It's just the first. I think this is about the second week. They got to go on there. They took pictures of what paintings I had left that they saved for me. My son Chauncey had saved over 80 some paintings, and I didn't know he did that. Because I had told him if you need money, sell them, whatever. But he'd been putting them away, and other people have done the same thing. I just got one back that I painted in 1986, and somebody else saved it for me and sent it back. So I'm getting some of the paintings back like that, and we're looking for getting promises from certain people that are going to help me set up an art show. And I got prints too of some of my paintings. So prints are. They're beautiful too. If you frame them and hang them up, they're very nice. Plus, they're valuable. They don't
count us among the people that want to help you sell your.
Thank you. I could use it. I'm not trying to hustle nobody. If I was, I'd be promoting the hell out of myself. But
I hope you don't have to work too hard at that because you've done the work, I think, right, already.
I hope so. Well, the people are telling me that. They're telling me, I made a big sacrifice. Then if you look at all my writing, all my statements and everything, it never was just about Leonard Peltier. I spoke about the culture, the violation.
Yes.
I mean, I from day one when from Canada, when I got up and made a statement there, I got up there and my statement was very militant, and that probably didn't help me anyway. But here's the thing that happened. Canada was not going to release me. See, let me tell people too that why people think I ran to Canada. No, that's not that's not what happened. We got indicted, 4 of us, and we didn't know why did they single out 4 of us, right? Me, okay, I found out later on that the snitch Doug Durham put a hit on me through Congress, claiming that I was the next future generation of the most militant leader in the American Indian movement. They should be concerned about me. This is in a church committee, church hearings. Anyway, so they put this indictment against us. We didn't understand why. we're reading, why we're reading indicted, you know, and so we sat around with my elders and all this other thing, and we sat around discussing it. One guy wasn't even in the state, Jimmy Eagle. He got indicted, and my co-defendants went to trial first, by the way, and they got found by an all-white Christian jury not guilty by reasons of self-defense.
Uh-huh.
Are able to tell the people and show evidence, testimony from witnesses and everything else, what was really going on there.
Uh-huh.
What was really going on there in the 1970s. Over 62 people found by the church committee were murdered there. These were AIM supporters, old people, you know, sympathetic to the movement and stuff like that here, right? They found 62 murders, and then their funding was cut off, so they had to stop their investigation. But we were able to prove, my co-defendants were able to prove what was actually going on. What I heard later was that the reason they got a fair trial was because they went before this judge called Fast Eddie, who had a reputation of sending Indian people through his courts, bang, 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 and next thing they were in prison. And they gave him the nickname Fast Eddie. Well, apparently what we heard later through our investigations and stuff, the wife of the judge told him, I want you to give those Indians a fair trial. I want to know what's going on over there. And also his daughter. So the judge allowed in an enormous amount of evidence. Of what was going on there. And the jury came back not guilty of reasons of self-defense. So anyway, prior to that, we didn't know why we got indicted. So they were recommended by my elders is, look, there's a treaty between the United States and Canada. Anytime a native goes over there and asks for help, Canada has to help, vice versa. And it's already been proven here in America that some judges have done that when native people came from Canada and asked for help. There's cases now up there. We're talking about recent. We're not talking 500 years ago. So when I go over there, there's no evidence. So the judge over there was very conservative, I might add, who wanted to send me back because he did a whole lot of stuff that was illegal too. And he said, I can't send him back. There ain't no evidence. So they created evidence. We found out, well, the witness they had created, they used her affidavits to, which was, man, they were so horrible that even that judge said, I cannot use this. This is not real. This is not a real affidavit.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I went to Canada. But I found out, we found out a lot of evidence and everything. But I tried to come back to go to trial with my co-defendants, but they wouldn't let me come back. So they found evidence later where they said, put the full weight of the American government on Leonard Peltier. The government needs a conviction. When they say that, you don't got no rights. You got none. I mean, they wouldn't let me cross-examine. I'll be going to court here pretty quick. I'm trying to get this, because I'm still in prison. I'm just in a home environment. And I'm restricted to hot movements and everything like this. It's a lot better. It's a million times better than that cell, though. But nevertheless, we're gonna go file an appeal to try to get the total exoneration here in the next week or two. So,
wow.
But we've been preparing it. It should be a lot easier now that I'm out of prison.
Yeah, I hope so. I remember reading the Trail of Broken Treaties document when I was a young woman. And I remember at the top, it said like, we want to have an honest relationship with you, or we want to have a relationship with you, an honest relationship. And it really it hit me hard as a young person, you know, the difference between a relationship and an honest relationship. And I
Yeah.
just wonder, you know, listening to you now, hearing all these lies and just all these obstacles that were put in front of you, you know, and making it impossible for you to just be you, honestly, right? Like to
Yeah.
tell the truth. So I wonder, you know, maybe you could talk a little bit about, do you think it's possible for, you know, white America to have an honest relationship with Indigenous people? Is it possible?
That's a good question.
Yes, I think it is a very good question. I think it's possible. It's extremely possible. If America admits what they did to us, they keep denying it. They keep telling us that they saved us from savagery and cannibalism and I mean every damn crime that non-human beings committed, and they still have not admitted those are all lies committed. We get a few. We got the Pope saying some stuff, and some of the presidents have made statements about the way they treated us in the boarding schools and stuff. Little stuff, not what they should be telling the American people, not what they actually really did to us. And it's I mean it's a horror story of what they did. You know, I know there's a case in when Adolf Eichmann was in trial in Israel, and this prosecutor got up, American prosecutor, military prosecutor, got up and started condemning him about what they did to the Jews. Adolf Eichmann said, "I don't understand you Americans. Why you're criticizing us about how we treated the Jews? We got the idea from you how you treated the American Indians."
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's all record. It's all on record. So again, there's nothing that's being exaggerated or made up or whatever else.
Well, right now we have.
But when they admit this to us, and then they
Yeah.
promise to leave us alone because we're still losing land by large amounts of acreages. I mean, we're talking thousands of acres. They're still taking that because of the minerals and stuff. When they leave us alone, let us run our own lives. Let us develop our own culture and whatever. I'm not saying that we want borders set up and all that, but that's not what we want. But we want to be able to live like the Great Spirit put us here on earth as a race of people. That's all we're asking. When that happens, well, then why, well, for example, the people that have admitted that, we're good friends with them. We'll fight for each other to the death. You know, that's been proven over and over. So.
Yeah, I was at a Palestinian rally recently, a rally for Gaza, and there was some Palestinian folks there, and they were talking about how the Native Americans in the U.S. had helped them in the 70s and 80s, like had taught them how to organize, how to be resilient,
Yeah. They're doing the same thing to them what they did to us. Same thing, only different weapons. That's all. More sophisticated weapons. But that's the same thing they did to us. They destroy our homes, our villages, our crops, our everything. They come in and just burned everything to the ground and killed off everybody they could. And that's what they're doing over there. In America, you're allowing them to do this with our tax dollar, your tax dollar. I mean, what God's going to say, I forgive you for doing this? What? I don't see any God saying, well, it's okay to do that. You did it to the American Indians, it's okay to do it to the Palestinians. I don't see any God saying it's okay to do that. So you call yourself a Christian? What is that, the teaching of your Christianity? I don't think so. I don't think it is.
Well, the Bible's a big book, and you can pick and choose what you want, from.
Yeah. I don't see any place in there where it says it's okay to wipe out another race. I don't see it any place in it. They say they're disbelievers and stuff like this here, but to wipe out a complete race of people,
Well, right now the whites. I'm a white. I talk about them like they're whites.
I got white blood in me. I'm not a full blood because of what they did to us. I'm not a full blood.
We're kind of like splitting in half.
I don't hate white people. A lot of white people fought and saved us Indians from total genocide. No, I don't hate white people. I don't. No, I should, but I don't.
We're kind of like splitting in half right now. We've got, on the one hand, we have a highly militarized group of people in the control of the government who are, if you're a protester, you don't get your college scholarships. You don't get the right. You don't get the right. If they catch you protesting on their cameras, you don't get to, get any kind of help.
It's called fascism, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called brown shirts. Those are brown shirts. Remember, they did the same thing. Yeah.
The young people, a lot of the young people. We just had this mayor race. It's going on right now in New York. 33-year-old.
I watched it.
Well, a lot of those are kids in their 20s and 30s, and they're just knocking on doors. They knocked on all the doors in New York. They just were everywhere, knocking on doors, having conversations one-on-one. And this 33-year-old Zarhan Mamdani is elected.
They're just trying to.
Young people. The young people are coming on strong.
Yeah, I know. I see it. I see that. They tried this before, bro. We went through this. This is what they were doing to us. They were coming in there telling us every other person I met on the streets hated Indians because we were killers, we were murderers, we tried to kill their grandmothers and their grandfathers, or innocent people. All they wanted to do was grow crops or stuff like that. That's not true. That is not true. It's the opposite. And that's what they're trying to do again today. They're trying to get the majority of American people to start hating Palestine and Hamas and all those other places, because they want to go over there and build a beautiful place. We can make this into a beautiful place,
resort,
on a Trump resort,
a new Club Med on the Med.
Yeah, but kill all those people in the meantime.
Yeah, I know we never get a chance really to even talk about all the other life that dies in those wars, and all the animals, the four-leggeds and the fish and the insects, and
that's true. We talk more about the humans because that's what we're most concerned about right now. But eventually, all those animals and stuff that have died are going to be brought out. This another show of genocide and how they just totally have disregard for life, any kind of life.
Let me ask this question: What if? Okay, this is a fantasy question. All right. So we've got 50,000 people in the middle of a city, and they all get visions from Mother Earth together. They have the same dream, and they encourage each other. And so they go off and stop a fracking well, or they go off and find a way to confront the toxicity that is direct. Like it's an Earth's. Is there such a thing as a revolution for the Earth? I mean, what's happening right now is our children are not going to be able to live normal lives as a result of profit taking by billionaires. And we're stuck. We're watching it. Leonard, we're not doing it. We're sitting in our chairs.
We got to get up. We got to. I can't get out there no more in the front line. I'm too old now.
You're on the front lines.
I can be a spokesperson for my people, and I'm not going to quit there. I'm going to go ahead and spend the rest of my life advocating what I can to help my people all people. You know, we're all the human beings. We're supposed to be, and so that's what the fight is all about. The revolution, whatever you want to call it, that's what it's all about. The saving the human life on Earth, and we got to save. In the meantime, we save the animals and all the other stuff too. But if we don't save the humans, then we don't have no Earth. We don't have anything, and that's the main struggle that I'm concerned about is how do we save the human beings of Mother Earth? You know, we got to get together. We have to. You know, there's so much injustice out there that
Earth Hallelujah. We got to do it.
Yeah, we got to. We can't say we can't. We can't. We can and we will. Because remember, I don't know if you go back that far, but this is what they were telling us in the 60s. We can't beat them. They're too powerful. Well, we did beat them. We pushed them back. You know, this time we're going to push them all the way off. Maybe we'll send them to Mars with Elon Musk or something.
We'll have a place for billionaires.
Put them on one ship.
Outer space.
Yeah.
We'll put them on a ship together.
Yeah.
A veggie-powered spaceship.
Hey, listen, I don't mean to cut this short. I'm enjoying this, but I got some visitors. I got to go out.
Oh, waiting for you. Can I ask you to, before we break up here, to send out a hello and best wishes to a fellow water protector, Jessica Resnicek, in the Wasika prison in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Jessica is against the pipeline.
Tell her that. Hang in there. We'll get you out. It takes time, and we're in a horrible stage of the struggles right now, but hang in there. I know after 49 years of it in there what I'm talking about. There's times where it seems like it's impossible and you're going to die there. I went through that numerous times. I thought, I was exonerated over 14 times. Just think of that. Totally exonerated. I got judges and condemning my conviction. World leaders, Congress, over 100 Congress people, senators, over 100 of them. And religious groups. And there was still times where I thought, well, I'm gonna die here. That's all there's to it. And I took it. I accepted. I didn't accept it, but I just refused to lay down and die there. But
you kept on going.
I kept on going, and here I am talking to you from Zoom.
Well, we're so grateful to you for making time today, for all the work you've done, and so glad you're home with your family and accepting visitors and eating good food, and just so grateful for you.
Hey, and I got some nice looking prints for sale.
Oh, we got we got contacts among the lumberjacks.
Cheap too, and they're very reasonable price too. I'm not trying to make a whole lot of money.
We're going to find you a gallery here. We want to thank Peter Clark.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Peter, and
thank you
for
thank you guys.
Neil Young and Daryl Han and all the people that make this happen.
Neil, I said thank you, brother, for your years of support. You know, Daryl Han and all of them. Tell him I said thank you.
Oh, he loves you.
Send me the numbers. I'll give him a quick call when they say.
We all love you, Leonard. We're
Thank you.
so grateful for your sacrifice and your teachings.
Well,
thank you.
It's not about me though, bro. It's about
Mother Earth.
Struggles, Mother Earth, and the struggle, and so that's the way I believe from the beginning, and that's why I'm going to die believing that. You know.
Earth Hallelujah.
Oh, Doksha. That means I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. And this is Reverend Billy. Time to say so long and thank you. Well, thank you very much to Leonard Peltier. Leonard coming to us and speaking to our community here today. You teach us so much. Peter Clark and Charris Ford helped set this up.
We'd like you to check out Leonard's website, and especially his art, a wonderful painter, at lphawkmanii.org. LP as in long playing, Hawkman, and those two I's are lowercase, ii.org. And of course, you can come to revbilly.com, RevBilly, our website for all things Leonard. Any questions you may have. Our producer's Keziah Glow. Our manager is Bob Hennelly. Our editor, thank you, Debbie Daughtry. This is 99.5 FM WBAI, radio for the people in New York City.